4,225 pounds, Jayco 212 here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Just came in on trade. One owner. We sold it to the original owners. They used it very briefly. Decided they had a lot of fun camping. Decided they were ready to update and upgrade. Swapped her out for a 28 or 30-foot Coachman couples camper with a slide here. So they were just ready to go a little bit bigger, go a little bit higher. This is clean. It is well kept. It was well maintained. It's just, you know, a little bit small. Now, for a first-timer, starter-type camper, those things would be great. Small, simple, that's fine. But after camping a few times, they decided, hey, you know, after a couple years, honey, we really like this. We'd like to do some more of it. Why don't we get a bigger camper? And that's the only reason it's even here. The 212 is a model that continues to be a bestseller among our lineup here at Haylett RV. Actually, it's in our top 20 list. It's one of our top 20 best-selling campers, this thing. It actually outperforms the Keystone and Forest River versions of this floor plan at our facility. And I think the biggest reason is the additional height inside of this camper being 81 inches tall instead of 78 inches tall. It's very tall person friendly. The other thing is what they've done with this seating arrangement back here, because this is something Jayco's done different from most brands. A lot of brands have a giant rear U-dinette back here. By splitting it up into a sofa and a dinette, they've kind of created more individualized seating spaces, and then they've added the giant like dining bay window that overlooks your campsite of the RV, not just the back of the camper. Now, you still got big windows overlooking the back side of the camper, but this one has a big window that looks at your campsite. Now, in case you're curious, if you happen to have already spotted it, you might notice, oh my God, it must be damaged. There's a panel laying on the ground right there. Answer is no, it's winterized. That's how you get to the water pump on this one. It is carpetless. It is easy cleaning. That's another awesome aspect of this. All LED lights inside and out, tails and markers. The air in this is also centralized, which is something you don't always get at a starter point like this. Even the most basic Jayco here has centralized air. Even a couple years ago, that was true. The other neat thing about this is if you're going to have a couple grandkids or something for the weekend, you can fold this down to have two individual sleeping spaces, because sometimes they just don't want to or don't get along sleeping together. All the window shades are pleated. They all seem to open pretty nicely. I've looked around. I can't find any scars or blemishes on the cabinetry anywhere. It doesn't look like they ever screwed anything into the walls here like a flat screen TV. Now, it is set up to do so. That's what that white and red sticker right there is telling you. Hey, go ahead and throw a TV on this wall. But they never did. So once again, you've got like, you know, virgin wall panels here. The only thing I noticed is like in the bathroom, they added a couple of those little stick-on command strip hooks, but those things by default don't skin up and mark up the walls. The kitchen area of the 212 is another thing that this has done well. And if you want to see something comparable, we have that available here, like from in the Forest River, the Grey Wolf 20 RDSE or the Summerland 2020 QB. Both of those work just fine. Now over here, you've got a floor-to-ceiling 6-foot 9-inch pantry, and that is fantastic. That extra storage right there, I think, is another factor that contributes to the success of this model. You may have noticed. Oh, by the way, we've got dual plywood box drawers here instead of particle board with a sticker wrap. That's a nice factor. Right next to the entry door, we've got the bathroom. What I like about this is its location is easy to access when you're camping, when you're traveling, or by default, it kind of gives a level of privacy to the front walk-around queen bed up here, and there is storage below that. And you've got actually triple lighting up here in the bedroom area as well. Let's take a peek outside and learn a little bit about how she's put together, and you know, you get to see how clean it is out there as well. Folks just got themselves unhitched here. Actually, when I was doing my inside video, they were still hooked up to it. They just finished up their paperwork with the Big Boss. This has again, inside, outside, it's all pretty much virtually new. We're parked at kind of a rough spot right here, but there's a few things I want to make sure I pointed out. Like the big pass-through storage on these. That is something that J-Flight Campers does very well, is that full pass-through with storage under the bed. Now, I think I may have slipped into today's information on this to an extent on the inside. I think I mentioned it had all LED exterior lighting too. It has LED tails, but not marker lights. This was made 1 year before they made that transition right there. But what's nice is, if you need to, if you ever encounter the need for a bulb replacement, you can just hot swap those. They do make replacement LED elements. So rides on a custom engineered chassis, which is the way that this is taller inside without being taller outside. The floor is actually lower. I do like that this does have a full outside utility shower. You notice how all the windows are UV tinted. That is something that is not standard in this class category and price point. You will find some RVs that do not have tinted windows. It will make non-tinted windows will make the camper brighter inside, but they'll also make it hotter and lose privacy. This will also help arrest furniture fade. Something I want to point out here, above these radial tires, you'll find a galvanized steel wheel well in your J-Flight family, even here at their most basic level. And that is like a blowout guard. Now, if you have a big-time radial tire blowout because the tire picks up some debris on the road, which could happen with anything, I don't care what brand of tire is on there, that's always possible. It gives you a little bit of time to try to get this thing brought down from highway speeds before you start to experience really significant interior damage. It's just sort of that extra little shield right there. Spare tire, as long as we're talking about tires, has never touched the ground. Roof is walkable. It looks like it's been well maintained. I don't see anything up there that concerns me. This does have a factory power awning on it. This was made before Jayco's put LED lighting on it. But if you notice, piggybacking off the power line from that patio, there's a little wire right there. They put one of those 16 color LED seizure strips up there, those remote controlled party lights that can go absolutely, flipping bananas when you turn those things on. So, techno music is optional, but you do have remote control lighting on this. There's nothing to be concerned on this one. This is in sharp shape. Perfect, basic, simple, or starter camper. Absolutely gets the job done. And at 42 whatever 100 pounds, this you don't need a giant monster truck to tow this. So what's cool about this though, it is late model enough that we can get you same as new financing on something like this. There's nothing wrong with that either. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.